So y'all know how I am about my birthday. People that really know me know I cannot stand my birthday. I think it's the most overrated celebration. You just celebrate not dying. But on my 30th, what you call it, evolution, my 30th rotation around the sun, I want to take this time to show appreciation to all of y'all, everybody who has played a major part in who I've become over these past 30 years. So with no further ado, I want to definitely highlight a couple special people. The first person that I want to highlight is my mom, Felicia Brand. And me and Lisa, the only person that can say that she been with me the whole time, these whole 30 years. So I definitely want to say I love you, Mom, and thank you for everything. Thank you for all the sacrifices that you made, the good, the bad. You working overtime, different adversities that we had to overcome, like you yourself and us together. So for that, I just want to say I love you, and I will forever appreciate you for that. Next is my pops, Big Bobby. I love you to death. You my best friend. I wouldn't be who I am without you, and I give you so much credit. I give you so much credit for who I am because you didn't have to be there. You really took me and molded me into the man I am today, and for that I'm forever in your debt. And for that I love you to death. Grammy Ma, Grammy, I love you. I still remember when I went to basic training, the day I was leaving for basic training, and you started crying, and that prompted me to start crying. And I really appreciate our conversations, all the conversations that we had at your kitchen table. You didn't turn your back on me when I stopped believing in religion. You still love me the same. You still fed me, even when I went vegan. And I love you with all my heart and my soul. And I'm forever grateful for you. My spiritual father, Brother Haru. I met Brother Haru in November 2014, and I credit him for a lot of my maturation process, just me maturing spiritually. And he's the reason that I actually went plant-based. He's the reason that I was able to articulate certain points, whether it was from the Bible, from the Quran, because he encouraged me to read both of them. He encouraged me to read a lot of different spiritual texts and just look up on a lot of different history that relates to us. And I appreciate you for that, and I forever love you. My baby girl, daddy's baby, daddy's life-changing baby. Lyric, you are special. You are my twin. You are the most special part of my day. I love our phone calls. I love you challenging me whenever I tell you something and you always ask why. I love that. My life wouldn't be the same without you. You were really daddy's lifesaver. You really slowed me down and made me really consider a lot of things. And I am forever grateful for you for that. I love you so much. So much. You daddy's beautiful baby. Lil bruh, man. Me and you been tight since, I think we've been tight since 2013. People can't tell that you're not Lisa's son. Like, it feel like we blood, man. It's not a day that goes by that I don't talk to this guy. And man, I love you, man, because when I was changing, you took that journey with me. And it means so much. And you probably the first male to ever say thank you for something that I did for them. And that was really shocking, man. But man, you are legit. You legit like my little brother. Like, not even like my little brother. You are legit my little brother. And I wouldn't trade our relationship for nothing, man. Cause man, we cousins, but we grew up like brothers. In the same way I said I talk to Squids every day, man, I talk to you every day. And man, I don't think our relationship could be any closer if we was brothers. Us clowning, I can't even say self-development because we do group development, me and you. When it came to finances, I showed you a little bit of what I was doing in investing, and you taking over. Man, you taking over. I'm proud of everything you doing and everything that we've been through together. I love you, cuz. I swear I do. My baby Ariana, you my little cousin, but you feel more like a little sister. You feel more like a daughter to me. I'm so proud of everything you're doing. Even though you got cheated out of valedictorian, I'm still proud of what COVID cheated you out of valedictorian, I should say. I'm proud of everything you're doing there. You really make me smile. You really make me smile. You are a phenomenal woman at such an early age, and you overcame a lot. You overcame a whole lot. I'm proud of you for that. Sierra, my other big baby, about to graduate college. I'm proud of you. You doing your thing. I love you, and I'm happy with everything you're doing as well. Because man, it definitely could have been a toss up. You overcame a lot too, and I'm just so proud of everything that you're doing and you're accomplishing. And I love talking to you. I love hearing how much you've grown over these past years. And you already know anything I can do for you, I'm here. Deja, man. Deja is one of the closest people to me. Deja is definitely one of the closest people to me. Deja is the reason why I am financially. I wouldn't be as strict financially as I am, or I take that back. I wouldn't be as good financially as I am if it wasn't for Deja. Deja is one of the women that I console in. She's my biggest critic. Like whenever I have like a wild idea, Deja's always the one. She's always the one bringing me back to reality. And man, I love her for that. Like I think, it's funny. I remember growing up, it was different movies. It was like, yo, everybody need a Keisha. Everybody need a Keisha, like Belly, and I forgot the other movie. But say everybody need a Keisha, yo, everybody need a Deja. And I stand by that. Like Deja is one of my closest friends. Kaya, man, I love talking to Kaya. Me and Kaya can get on the phone and talk for hours. Hours, not 2, not 3, like LeBron, like not 1, not 2, like me and Kaya can talk about 5, 6 hours. And it's all meaningful conversations. I really appreciate everything that you do for me as far as giving me different perspectives, and I definitely appreciate what you do for me as far as like helping me with my diet and giving me more meal ideas. I appreciate our friendship. I value our friendship so much. I think our friendship goes back from ninth grade, and it was 2004. Greatly appreciate that. Man, these pictures look great too, by the way. Tiana, man, Tiana has been my relationship counselor since high school. Whether she realized, I don't think she realized it till we was grown. But I always confide in Tiana whenever I get into a relationship or whenever I'm talking to a woman and pursuing her as my significant other. I always consult with Tiana. Tiana is always the one Tiana has no problems calling me out on my BS. And I love Tiana for that. And me and Tiana share so many conversations, whether it's about different business adventures, different things about education, different things about religion. Like I value that friendship so much. Jaja, man, Jaja. I will never forget. I remember graduating high school, senior year, 2008. I was holding out for two acceptances, one scholarship. One was Winston-Salem and one was A&T. And I held out that whole summer and I didn't get into A&T or Winston-Salem. Jaleisha McNair, at 18 years old, took me to the community college and helped me sign up for my first semester at Fayetteville Tech. I never forget that. I will never forget that. And my love for Jaja just continuously grows. That's like these 4 women I consider them my board of directors. So whenever I need some type of guidance, they're always who I consult in, and all four of them played four different roles, but four of the most loving women I ever met in my life. Jamie, man, me and Jamie been friends since 8th grade, but we really developed our friendship. Sophomore year, and we fell out. We didn't fall out, but we kind of distanced ourselves a little bit after high school. We kind of went separate ways. But one of the most rewarding things about moving back to North Carolina was being able to rekindle that friendship. And me and Jamie would talk so much, and I would always bounce different things off of Jamie, and likewise. And Jamie's another friend that she never hesitated to keep it real. Like, if she hurt my feelings, she hurt my feelings, and that's just something I value in Jamie that I felt like a lot of people couldn't provide that she does. Wow. So this picture, I could have did these brothers separately, but I think it was only fitting. It was only fitting to have them in a picture, us three in a picture together, because for the most part we was a trio. But this picture, I just want to show love to Marcus Allen and Joel Jones. A lot of people don't know this, but when I came to Palm Forest 8th grade, I had just left Westover, and I was constantly getting in trouble. Prior to Westover, I was at, I want to say Max Abbott Middle School, and I had just got kicked out for the entire year, and they wanted to send me to alternative school. But of course, Lisa didn't allow that to happen. My mom didn't allow that to happen. So once I got, to bring it back to 8th grade, once I got to 8th grade and I got to Palm Forest, I wanted to attach myself to people who I felt like I couldn't get in trouble with. And both these brothers were athletes, and they was always on the straight and narrow. So that relationship lasted from 8th grade up until now. And these two were legit like my brothers. I treated their moms like my mom, fathers vice versa, and they treated my mother like theirs. And it was special to have that bond with them, and in certain aspects to still share that bond. And I really appreciate y'all for really accepting me, because y'all had already had a relationship with each other. But I appreciate y'all for accepting me as y'all brother. And I never been shy to say it, but I haven't said it in a long time. I love y'all, man. I really do. Katie. So this is the mother of my child, the vessel that my princess came through. And thank you. I wasn't the perfect husband. I wasn't the perfect boyfriend. I wasn't the perfect friend. But I want to apologize and say I'm sorry for how I treated you. I want to publicly say I'm sorry. I've told you, but I greatly appreciate all that you've done. Like, you are a magnificent mother. I couldn't ask for a better mother for our child. Just to see how she interacts with you and how much she loves you. Like, I don't know what more could I ask for. You make her happy, and she obviously makes you happy. And I love the friendship that me and you are starting to develop. And I definitely hope over these, I'm at my 30th year, so I hopefully hope over these next 35, 40, the 45th year, or so on and so forth, that we can continue to have a friendship. But nonetheless, I want to say thank you. Thank you for being a wonderful woman, and even more a wonderful mother. Cousin Anthony, man, Cousin Ant was my hero. Cousin Ant was my hero growing up, man. I remember being in elementary school, and I had to do a report on my hero. A lot of kids chose like Batman, Superman. I chose my older cousin who was jumping out of F-150s in 82nd Airborne. To this day, man, I remember Cousin Ant had me walking around saying, man, I can't stand kids. I hate kids. But here he was, man. He was my best friend, and I was his. Man, Cousin Ant, I appreciate you. I appreciate the conversations we still have. I hate the fact that you hate on LeBron, but nobody's perfect. But I appreciate you, cousin. I love you. Fred. Fred. Fred was probably one of the most genuine brothers I met when I was in Hawaii. And he really brought me through different houses masonically and showed me a lot of different things. And he was really there for me to lean on him, whether it was masonically or whether it was emotionally, different things that I was going through. I call him Unc. A lot of people call him Godfather, but Unc was there for me a lot, and I love that, man. My boys. Hey, I'm proud of y'all. Man. I couldn't thank everybody for who I became over these past 30 years without acknowledging y'all. So it's a lot of brothers. It's a lot of y'all fellas that's left out of this picture. But I definitely want to say y'all helped me grow a lot while y'all was growing. And I really want to say I appreciate y'all. Just some of the things that I seen y'all go through that I dealt with. It was different to see it from the other side. It was different to see it from the other side and allowing me to help guide y'all and give y'all advice. So, man, thank y'all. And I still keep in touch with a lot of y'all, and I appreciate that, because having y'all still around to keep in touch with me, it let me know that the work that I did and the work that I do doesn't go in vain. So I appreciate y'all. Nate Dogg, Dickerson, Fat Matt, and Trey Cool. Appreciate y'all. Corey. So Corey was my cousin. Corey is my cousin, but just like Chip, me and Corey was like brothers. But with Chip, me and Chip is the same age. But Corey is, I want to say Corey, I was in 9th grade. I was in 6th grade. Corey was in 9th grade. So Corey's like 3 or 4 years older than me. So imagine, like, you having, Corey was the devil on my shoulders, man. But he loved me to death. I remember going to the movies and somebody would say something. Corey would be like, yo, you're not gonna let him talk to you like that. You gotta fight him. So now I gotta dust somebody off. Corey, you remember when I fought the dude? I fought the dude the next week. I was talking to his girlfriend. That should let you know. That should let you know the type of influence you had on me. But man, nonetheless, man, can't nobody say you ain't love me. And vice versa. Cause you ain't, regardless of anything, you never let me get into real trouble. We got into trouble with moms, or I got in trouble with moms, but you never let me get into real trouble where the streets could have ate me up. So, man, I love you. Cuz. And man, I appreciate you putting me on Nas, if nothing else. Good. Thanks to you and Pops, I don't listen to mumble rap. So, if nothing else, thank you for that. This picture, man, my life could have been so much different in the military had I not been attached to these two. So Adam, or Sergeant Rose, was my first line supervisor. He was the first line supervisor I ever had. And Sergeant First Class Millen was my first section chief. And both of them are the reason that I was able to succeed the way I did in the military for the time that I was in, because of the foundation that they laid. And I appreciate them for that, because I remember times I was so stuck in my ways, but so Adam didn't just lash out at me like, mother effer, you gonna get right, blah, 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 blah. Like, he came and talked to me. He's like, yo, what's wrong with you? And he was like a big brother to me to this day. We still talk. And the same thing with Sergeant First Class Millen, which she retired now. Congratulations on your retirement. Your birthday's in August. And she retired Master Sergeant. She was legit shop mom. I didn't see her as shop mom. I saw her as an additional mom, like outside of the shop, because she did so much for me and provided so much guidance for me, whether it was military related or life related. And she even gave us a baby shower for Lyric. It's hard to find people with that genuine love. And I appreciate y'all and love y'all. These some brothers from my lodge, Cosmopolitan Lodge #1, most worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Hawaii. On the right, Brother Jerry Shakur. Brother Jerry Shakur is the smoothest brother I ever met. I never seen him take a step. I swear he floats. I swear Brother Jerry floats. But he's the one that really got me into investing. He's the one that introduced me into investing. But he gave me so many life lessons. So many life lessons, to the point where I would call him to confide in him about certain things. Brother Caden, love you, man. We still get into it. But you my guy. And I remember sitting right beside you, right in front of you, and man, we would clown in the lodge. Then my brother right there in the middle. Man. Robert, I love you, bro. Me and you would get into it a lot, and we would challenge each other a lot. But at the end of the day, it was never no malice. It was always love. Man. And I love the fact that the conversations that me and you have, I never came out the same person. Like, you always challenged me. And even if it's just like, yo, I need to sharpen up my knowledge in this area, so the next time we talk, I can hit on boo. And I would hope that I do the same thing for you. But nonetheless, I appreciate you inviting me in your house and just breaking bread with you and your lovely family, man. I love you, man. My Sahizi, man. That's my cable toe, man. DV definitely one of the most passionate people I ever met, most passionate men I ever met. Yeah, about whatever. Like, he's very passionate, and that DV is one brother. If that brother say he got you, he got you. Don't even worry about it. And that's my dog, man. That's my dog. The Shachokas. This picture is funny, man. Fat Mac going to college. It's crazy. You about to graduate, man. Congratulations. But this family, this is my head football coach from high school and his lovely wife. This family took me in like I was theirs. When I say take me in, I just mean like they will always welcome me to their home, and they will make me feel like I was home whenever I came back in town. My mother Chuck always, JR, come over, I'm cooking. And I couldn't turn Mother Choker down. But I love them so much. Because one thing, where I initially grew up in Fayetteville, I didn't see that many white people. Where I initially grew up in Fayetteville. And to have this family to just accept me in like I was theirs, and then like Coach Ashoka was the first white male to ever tell me he loved me. And it was like, dang, man. And this was after I quit playing football for him. So I couldn't do anything for him. I couldn't do anything for his football career going forward. But for him to tell me that he loved me, it really shook me. It really shook me. And I forever see them as my other family. And I love y'all. My baby brother. So I'm little Bobby. This Bobby 3.0. That's my dog, man. I remember I broke down in tears. When the day before I went to basic training, because I had to leave him. But I'm happy to see the young man that you're growing into. You are way more advanced than I was when I was your age. I wish I had your intelligence when I was your age. I had the smart mouth, but I was nowhere near as smart as you are. And I'm proud of you. Bro, and I love you. The McCoys, man, this was my other family in Hawaii. So Andrea was the best babysitter ever. Andrea provided daycare for baby Lyric when she was younger. Oh man, this is an older picture. They don't got baby girl in here. Is she in the oven, Andrea? Is she in your stomach? Tell me if she's in your stomach on this picture. But I feel bad because she's not in this picture. But me and Chris developed a great relationship in AIT. So I found Chris hiding under a bed from some dude some dude that was looking for him in AIT was about to beat him up. So I went and got Chris from under the bed. Like, come on, man. I ain't gonna let him beat you up, man. And from there, man, he became my little brother. He became my little brother, man. I had to watch out for that little guy when he came to Hawaii. And then Jew was that dude. Andrea and Chris used to hate me. Y'all not gonna believe I used to curse. Y'all know I used to curse. But Andrea and Chris used to hate me because when they first moved to Hawaii, I had Jew saying all the cuss words. But I don't think it was me because he was too proficient. Like, he was using the right cuss words in the right manner. So I don't think it was me, but I took the blame for it. Andrea can cook too. I used to go to their house. Chris used to get mad. I used to eat all their leftovers, man. No knock. I'm just walking in. I'm family. Man, me and Jesus Shuttlesworth. His name Devon Reed. This is the best hooper I ever played with in person. I haven't met too many people who are like, yo, you should have been in the league. You should have been in the league. But we call that man Shuttlesworth for a reason. But me and Big Bro was in AIT together, and we've been tight since 2012. We've been tight since 2012, but Big Bro used to just, I was 21, I think D Reed was 28, 29 at the time. But he will always just give me life advice. He will always give me life advice at that young age, and I greatly appreciated it. Has a beautiful family, and now not only do I consider you my brother, but we also fraternal brothers. So you already know how our relationship is, bro. Love you. Kalia. So, man, I met Kalia in, I met Kalia August 2016 at the mall. I want to say North Lake Mall in Charlotte. I met Kalia, and me and Kalia sat down, and the first conversation we ever had, we talked for 5 hours, and I joked that we could have went for 8 if the mall wouldn't have closed. But she has such a beautiful mind. Kalia has a beautiful mind. She is so intelligent. When I met Kalia, I was strung out on, on Minister Farrakhan. I was strung out on what's my man name? Umar Johnson, still Khalid Muhammad, where my whole, everything I was pushing was about black power. Everything I was pushing was about black power. That's the knowledge that I was consuming. But Kalia was the first person to sit me down, and ask me, well, what about the black woman? So prior to meeting Kalia, I knew how to love black women. But meeting Kalia, she showed me how to actually support black women. So I accredit Kalia with me having any traces of feminism. I accredit Kalia with me being a feminist and being able to support black women in all the endeavors and being able to support women in general. Big bro, Joey. So when I joined the military, Joey was the first person I called. I think I actually took my papers to Mom's house and showed him, because he was there, and just talked to him, because originally I wanted to be a 31 Bravo, but he talked me out of it, of course, being him. But Joey was the drill sergeant leader at Fort Jackson when I went, and I just remember marching. I just remember marching in formation, and I hear somebody, "Mother effer, you ain't back on the march right." And it was Big Bro. But man, before Joey was ever an NCO to me, he was a big brother. And man, I get emotional talking about this sometimes, because it was several times I wanted to quit the Army, but I just remember I called him, before I made an irrational decision, I would just call Joey, and every time Joey would talk me out of it. So, and I get emotional because I know the life I have, I wouldn't have had it had I quit. So therefore, I owe so much to Joey. And man, like, it's the thing, like, I wouldn't be where I am had I quit. I don't know where I would be, but I wouldn't be here had I quit. So man, I forever thank bro. I love you. G Hill, man, G Hill solid. G Hill solid. When I was in Hawaii, I found G Hill on LinkedIn. I do not know how. I have no idea how I found G, but we linked up on LinkedIn. We connected on LinkedIn, and I shot him a note. I was trying to get. That's when I was really trying to break into public speaking. And when we connected, I seen that's what he was doing. And he had authored a couple of books at the time. So I shot him a note. And when I say the brother extended his hand and showed so much love, somebody he had never met, don't know me from nowhere. It was no way at that time that I could benefit G. But G reached out. Gave me a helping hand, and pretty much like helped guide me in certain areas. And me and G, we probably talk like twice a year, but those conversations are so meaningful that we talk. Man, like, G is definitely a solid brother. And shameless plug for my brother, if y'all get a chance, go look up his podcast, The Minority Trailblazer. Thank you, G. So in this picture is me. To the right of me is Alan Elliott, and to the left of me is Fabian. So first I'm gonna go to Alan. Alan graduated 2004. So Alan graduated the year before he went to high school. But I had a relationship with Alan because of Fabian. And I remember Alan posed on some magazine, and the magazine, he was a captain in the Air Force, and the magazine had him labeled as Captain America. So from there, I reached out to Alan. I was like, bro, you gotta please give me your workout plan. And like, no hesitation. Alan gave me his workout plan, and Alan gave me his workout plan, and I would reach out to him occasionally, ask him like, hey, what should I do about my diet? And it was never no, hey, pay me this, pay me that. How I am now, I would gladly pay him. But just stating the fact that Alan didn't try to leverage our relationship to make money off of that when he was in his rights to. He just saw his brother's friend, a young brother, just trying to get it how he got it. And Alan, I appreciate you for that. That plan was amazing, man. The results are in the pictures. Fabian, I have so much love for Fabian because Fabian is one of the smartest people I ever met, and one of the most articulate men I ever met. And I enjoy having conversations with Fabian because Fabian is genuine, and he typically don't waste words. He typically does not waste words. I remember growing up, Fabian did not have a video game. And as a kid, I thought that was weird. But as an adult, I think that's brilliant. I think it's brilliant, and the proof is in the pudding. I'm proud of you, Fabian. Everything that you're doing with Black Tech Mecca, and I appreciate the advice that you give me and the conversations that we do have. I value the friendship from you and your brother. Y'all both have inspired me, whether y'all know it or not. I'm letting y'all know right now, like, y'all have inspired me in so many different ways, and some of the efforts that I make, I greatly appreciate them. Like, for one, I never thought to make a brand out of 2AO until Alan made a brand out of his name. So it's a possibility there would be no 2AO if Alan never made a brand out of AE. So matter of fact, Alan was the one that introduced me to the graphic designer. I ended up using a different one, but I want, like, that's just putting things in perspective, how, like, one way that y'all have motivated me and inspired me. So Naja, you are one of my closest friends. You are definitely one of my closest friends. What I love about you is I love your story. So everybody knows, or a lot of people knows, 2AO stands for Against All Odds. And I can definitely say you beat the odds. I'm not going to tell your story. That's not my story to tell. That's yours to write. But you definitely beat the odds, and you are constantly beating the odds. And I definitely value you as a friend, and I value our friendship that we've built over the past how many ever years. when I met you 9 years ago, I never thought we would be here. I never thought that we would have been this close of friends, but I'm definitely proud of you, and I definitely encourage you to keep writing. Shameless plug. Joaquin Diaz, man. Joaquin Diaz is a retired sergeant major, but that brother motivates me to uphold standards. Like, Joaquin sets a standard that everybody else must follow. He set the standard that everybody else is judged by. And I love having conversations with you. When I was first coming through masonry, I remember you encouraged me to go to other houses and look at them and compare them to us. Not to throw any shade at anybody else, but the stuff that you had us doing was far and beyond. And I appreciate that, because that has helped me out so much. I appreciate you so much, and I love your family. So this is a picture of some of the brothers from the lodge, I think after the elections, and I just want to take the time to thank everybody from Cosmopolitan Lodge #1, and not just Cosmopolitan, but everyone from the most worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Hawaii. I think becoming a Mason was definitely a game changer for me. Not because it wasn't a game changer because of what Masonry did for me. It was a game changer because of the brothers that I was introduced to, and y'all being those brothers. Loki, why you trying to steal the shine, man? My godfather. So I'm gonna touch on my godbrother in a little bit, but my godfather, Cap, man, Cap is special. Cap is special. Cap is an old head in a young man body, and I remember growing up. A lot of the privileges that I've had was because of you. When I was young, you was the first person to let me drive a car. You was the first person to let me shoot a gun. Whenever I needed you, whenever I needed advice in the technology world, you was always there. You gave me a lot of women advice, good or bad. We're not gonna talk about it, but nonetheless, you was always there. And I still remember the graduation present you gave me. I'm gonna touch on the graduation present. You gave me a pen so I could always write. You gave me a watch, letting me know that it's never too late for me to call you. And you gave me $500. I don't know what I did with that $500, but man, I appreciate you and I love you. So my god brothers and Drew, man, it was so important for me coming from Hawaii to be able to spend time with you guys, because I had missed so much. Being in the military, that being able to see you guys senior year, and I think this was your junior year, Drew. Shots, that shirt looks nice, by the way. But being able to see you guys grow up and turn into adults, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing. My godmother and my god brother, I love y'all. Aunt Tracy, we had some great talks, and we still do. Elijah, I think the story that sticks out the most is I remember when you tried to quit football your 7th grade year. You tried to quit football, and I drove to your house and I talked you out of it. And I was your coach at the time too. I told you out of quitting, and then you went on to high school and started on varsity as a freshman, but you wanted to quit. I'm proud of you, man. Now you in the Army, and you pretty much following my path as far as being a 25 Bravo. So, anything tech-wise you need, let me know. A Lee, man. A Lee's my brother. Me and A Lee had some crazy times. A Lee was a hooper. A Lee was the most naturally gifted person I ever met in my life. To not lift weights and to be as strong as you are. But not just that, A Lee is loyal. I remember when I almost got into a fight. And I almost got to a fight at the YMCA. And I'm right there. I didn't know where A Lee was. I looked at my side. A Lee right there, ready to hit him before I was. That's my brother. And hey, while I was gone, A Lee took care of my mom's. Well, they took care of each other, I should say. But I didn't have to worry about my mom because I knew Leesky had her. And won't nothing gonna happen to her that didn't happen to him. Love you, big bro. So I already touched on Marcus, but on this one I want to touch on TT. Like when I dropped out of college and I started doing everything wrong, like TT kind of pulled me in and made sure I stayed out of trouble. So I would go to TT house every day for like 2 years before I joined the military. And all me and TT would do is just chill, kick back, play the game, and do whatever. Whatever. But TT really kept me out the streets. Regardless of anything else I was doing, like TT helped keep me out the streets just by providing that spot for me to go and chill at, and allowing me to be at his house with his wife and his 2 kids, and to see them grow up and to see you mature as a father, man. Like, me and you had so many conversations about how we grew up and different things, and to see you like just really being there for your kids. For one, I commend you for that. But I just want to thank you for not letting me get sucked up into the streets of Fayetteville when I dropped out of college. So for that, I love you, bro. Eric, EJ, man, EJ is one of the most supportive brothers I ever met. And it's so funny. A funny story about Eric. I moved to Jacksonville, North Carolina, and that's where EJ stayed at. But we had already developed a relationship over social media while I was in Hawaii because of a mutual friend. And I hit EJ up. I was like, "Yo, come pick me up. Let's go hoop before I move to Charlotte." And he driving out the neighborhood, and he typed my address in his GPS. And when he typed my address in, it brought him back to his neighborhood. So me and Eric stayed like a minute or two away from each other and never knew it. But it didn't matter where we lived, where I lived at, where he lived at. He always supported, and vice versa. Miss Massey was the coordinator of Upward Bound at Fayetteville State, and she's so special to me. Miss Massey's so special to me. No matter what I was doing in Fayetteville, if I was doing something illegal, if I was doing something positive, Miss Massey always spoke life into me, and she always encouraged me to go back to school. I ain't gonna say I never went back to school, but I didn't go down the path that she wanted me to. I chose a different path, but she was equally as proud as me. And she also gave me my first speaking job. Miss Massey gave me my first speaking job. So for that, I'm forever indebted to her, and I just love that little mean lady. Kim, man, me and Kim was my first love. Man. Me and Kim been through a lot. I think me and Kim dated for like 4 years. That's the longest relationship I ever had in these 30 years. But I want to say thank you to Kim, because when I met Kim, like at 16, I didn't know how to be a boyfriend. I had no idea what it meant to be a boyfriend, but me and Kim grew so much together, and we learned so much from each other. And to this day, like, I can still call Kim and ask Kim for certain advice on certain things. So I want to say, like, I'm thankful for our relationship, regardless of whatever happened in the past. Like, I'm thankful for the friendship that we developed. Big Courtney. So, man, Big Court, another brother that's always supported me from the time. Like, I met Court when he was graduating, and I was coming 2.4. So he was another brother that graduated 2004. When I graduated high school, right before I went to Livingstone, I did my first semester at Fayetteville Tech, and I was coaching football. So Courtney was also coaching at the rec. So I would rely on him, me being an 18-year-old coach, I would rely on him for certain things, and he will always give me information, always. And then past that, when I got to the military, he was in the military, Court will always do what he could to support me. Man, it's just, that's rare. That's rare for, like, me and Court, we really didn't have a relationship prior to that. But the support that he showed me, man, it was everlasting. And I appreciate our relationship. So that's all the pictures I got. But Loki, I didn't have your picture. I'm sorry. So I want to thank Loki. Loki got me through a lot of depression in 2018. A lot of things I was going through. So that's when I got him. So it's funny that he came into the shot. My man, he really helped me out with a lot of depression. But some pictures I didn't have. I didn't have a picture of Blake. Blake, I want to say thank you. Like you was always a solid brother, and man, we was like this. We was like this before I joined the military. Uncle Derek, Uncle Trent. Like Uncle Trent, I spent hours talking to you. Like, you know me, you'll go 4 hours non-stop just talking until one of us got to do something. Uncle Derek, you always been a God in life for me. You always been there to kind of help mold me, kind of tell me different things. I appreciate when you would come to Texas and you would come visit me. I appreciate the conversations we had prior to me going to the military. But besides that, I know I left some people out, and for that I want to say I apologize. But I definitely want to take definitely want to take this time to just highlight some people that really had major impacts in my life. And for that, I thank you, and I hope that y'all continue to be in my life for the next 30 years. So don't wish me happy birthday. I want to tell y'all happy birthday. And I love y'all.